but don't look down.
So before coming to Egypt and preparing for this trip, I definitely when I thought about Egypt, I thought about pyramids and tombs and ruins and a lot of those sites that we saw. I didn't expect to see um, a lot of the poverty and a lot of the effects of the old regime, for sure. I did not expect that. Before coming to Egypt, I thought a lot about how the people that I knew my Arabic professor, she's from Egypt, and she's very hospitable, she's very kind and sweet. And so I expected a lot of people to be like her, very generous and welcoming to us.
So before coming to Egypt, my initial thoughts were that it was going to be, well, obviously extremely hot, kind of run down and more in poverty, and also I didn't think that the locals would be as welcoming as they are, and how I didn't think they would take very kindly to the westernized and just the Western culture that we bring.
To be honest, I really didn't know what to expect, but I was pleasantly surprised.
I honestly didn't know much about Egypt. I only from what was on the news, which was a lot of bad stuff. So before coming here, I definitely thought it was going to be a lot worse, and my parents were really worried about that.
Like I said before, I did not expect the poverty, to see in Cairo all the empty buildings and a lot of trash everywhere. Even when we went to touristy areas, we saw a lot of children selling things and people selling their items, and a lot of them didn't look like they were in the best shape. It looked like their teeth weren't that well taken care of, or they didn't have the best clothes. They were raggedy. I think that's the biggest thing I saw that I remembered after this trip is the poverty and a lot of what is actually going on in Egypt, other than the sights and the things that people may think about before coming to Egypt.
It wasn't near as hostile as I thought it would be, with all the political stuff going on. I never felt threatened, and all of the people in Egypt were so friendly and welcoming to all of us, which I really wasn't expecting. And I was right by saying it was very desert-like and hot.
Once I came to Egypt and started experiencing the culture, I started to realize, okay, it's vastly different from the U.S. The buildings are underdeveloped. There's a lot of poverty that I wasn't expecting to see, and it hits pretty quickly, especially when you just see this deterioration, when there's not that much cleanliness anymore. It's like people have lost a lot of faith in their government here, and the impact is very abundant.
Even though culturally we're a lot different, talking to the students at the school, you tell that we're very similar, even though we're very different, and that was kind of cool.
How do you think this experience will affect you in the future?
I think the experience will affect my ability to do my job as a pharmacist, because I'll have more of a diverse background, because I know more about different cultures, which will help a lot as a pharmacist dealing with different kinds of people.
I think that the revolution brought about opportunity for a lot of youths that wouldn't have had it before, the opportunity to be political and to make a voice for younger Egypt and to build Egypt politically.
Well, the revolution gave the people a voice. It gave them an opportunity to speak up, say, this is not what I want, and to change the thing, or to kind of change their lives as well as the regime.
I think the revolution embodied the sentiment that the country needed. That is, we need to have a stable democracy that reflects personal will and the public will. And really, it was the frustration with the government. You'll see in Egypt today that the government is still not very effective, but it's the culmination of the frustration that Egypt had with its regime. The people are very patient with the government, and probably too patient with the government. But their real frustration of 70 years of oppression finally culminated in the 2011 revolution, and that's really the effect of what the revolutionary.
Before coming to Egypt, I thought that there was going to be a lot of women who had headscarves on due to their religion. After coming to Egypt, I learned that the headscarf is something that's very personal and goes along with their family and what they believe is the best to suit themselves.
Before I came to Egypt, I think it's a country like totally different from US, and the people is not as nice as Americans, and the food kind of will be strange. But after I came here, and the whole experience just totally changed my mind. People are super nice. They're very outgoing and they're very lovely to talk to you, and the food is great. I really enjoyed all the Egyptian food, such as the first food we tried is called koshuri, and that's my favorite. It tastes wonderful. And also like falafel and other stuff. Everything is great.
The most memorable thing was probably going to the pyramids and the Sphinx, just because that's what you hear about in Egypt, and to actually be there and see them was awesome.
People treated us as though we were their own, and as though we were just any other person on the street, which I felt was a really strong sentiment about the Egyptian people. I think just we had 24 random students from Drake University, and the fact that at the end of this trip, like, I could call each one of these people a part of my family, because we've all grown and bonded during this trip, and I really, really enjoyed it.
I've tried to cut these corners, try to take the easy way out. I kept on falling short of something. I could have gave up then, but then again I couldn't have, 'cause I've traveled all this way for something. I take it in but don't look down. 'Cause I'm on top of the world, hey. I'm on top of the world, hey. Waiting on this for a while now. I've been waiting to smile, eh? Been holding it for a while, eh? Take you with me if I can. Been dreaming of this since a child. I'm on top of the world. 'Cause I'm on top of the world, eh? I'm on top of the world, eh? Waiting on this for a while now. Paying my dues to the dirt. I've been waiting to smile, eh? Been holding it for a while, eh? Take me with me if I can. Been dreaming of this since a child.
Egypt is life-changing.
Egypt is an experience different from any other, eye-opening, perspective-changing.
Egypt is intriguing but hot.
Egypt is historically rich.
Egypt is absolutely incredible. Egypt is the best experience I've had so far.
Egypt is a wonderful place that welcomes everyone to visit.
Egypt is unique. It's different than any other place in the world.
Egypt is a very busy, bustling place where you can go to learn a lot more about yourself and the world around you.
There's so